Hi, I'm Jen and this is A Little Bit of Everything. Today we're going to try something new. I've had this idea floating around in my head for a couple of weeks now and I figured we'd try it with you guys. We are going to attempt to make breakfast enchiladas. Okay, let's cook. So what we have here is my 4-inch deep electric skillet. Don't worry if you don't have one, you don't need it. You can always do this on the stove. We are going to add to this skillet 1 pound of ground beef and 9 ounces of beef chorizo. We've got our electric skillet set at about 350 degrees, which on your stove is a medium-high heat. We're going to spread this around and get it frying up good. Now, to our meat, we are also going to add 1 packet of taco seasoning, whatever brand you like, whatever you want. Just add that in there. We are also going to add 1 small chopped onion. Also add that in there so it fries in with your meat. We're going to bring all this together and brown it up nicely. While our meat browns, we're going to take and put 2 pounds of tater tots in our oven, set it for 400 degrees, and let it go for 20 minutes. We are also going to take 1 dozen eggs. We're going to crack them into a metal bowl, and we're going to mix them up like we are going to be making scrambled eggs. We'll be right back to you when it is time to add the eggs to our meat mixture. Welcome back. So, our meat is brown now. And our eggs are whisked, but as you can see, we've got a lot of grease in this pan. So we're going to push it all to one side, tip it so the oil is on one side of your pan, and we're going to start removing this. We don't want a whole lot of oil making our eggs too greasy to fry. So let me take this oil out. I'll be right back when I'm good and we're ready to throw the eggs in here. We're back now. I've removed about 2 ounces of grease from my electric skillet, and now we are ready to add the egg mixture. We have our 12 eggs here, whisked up and ready to scramble. We're going to pour that into the open side of our skillet. And we're going to let that start to scramble a little bit before we start mixing in our meat. So don't be afraid to stir it around. When you start getting the good sized pieces of egg like this, it's getting time to mix the meat in with the egg. So we're just going to push it all together and fold it in. Once the egg has completely quit being liquid or runny, we are done with this frying. We'll be right back to you when I'm ready to remove this from the pan. Okay, this is what it should look like when we're ready to move it to a bowl. You notice how all the egg is scrambled into the meat? Looks perfect. Into our bowl we go. Now we're going to separate this out into the bowl and we're going to let it cool for a little bit. Give me a couple minutes and we'll be right back to you with the next step. Okay, we've got all of our eggs and chorizo out of our pan. What I have before me are 2 28-ounce cans of enchilada sauce, 1 red and 1 green. I like to mix them up because you get a really good balance of flavor. We're not going to clean our electric skillet. Flavor is flavor. We're just going to keep those layers building. We're going to put both cans of enchilada sauce into our electric skillet and warm them up. We're going to mix that together and let it get nice and warm. we are going to build our assembly line so that we can put together our enchiladas with ease. That assembly line is going to include our cheese, our meat and eggs, and our tater tots. So excuse me while I put that together. Hi, we have our assembly line built now, and our enchilada sauce is nice and warm. We're going to start with 1 ladleful in the bottom of our casserole pan. We're going to spread that around a little bit so we have a nice damp surface to work with. Next, we're going to take our corn tortillas. We're going to dip them in our enchilada sauce. Get both sides wet and a little bit warm. We're doing this so that our tortillas do not crumble or break as easily. It goes down here in your pan. We are going to add a small spoonful of our egg and meat mixture, about 4 tater tots. Just put them in there nice and neat. Now we're also going to add a sprinkle of cheese. Any type you like, I'm just using basic Fiesta blend. Now we roll it up. Not too tight, not too loose. Slide it back. And we are going to keep going until our pan is full of breakfast enchiladas. We'll be back to you when I'm ready to finish them off and put them in the oven. We're finishing up our very last one here. Make sure to roll it into its corner nice and tight. Don't be afraid of getting dirty, otherwise you ain't going to be able to make enchiladas, hun. So, now we are going to add 2 more ladlefuls of our enchilada sauce to the top of this. You don't want a whole bunch, but you just want enough to keep it from getting dry. Make sure your pan is packed nice and tight. That'll make sure that your enchiladas come out soft and not too crunchy. Now we're going to cover the top of this with a couple more handfuls of cheese. Don't be afraid, this is not a truly healthy dinner, it just tastes good. Okay, that looks good to me. Now we are going to take this and we are going to put it in our oven at 350 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes. We'll be back when it's time to pull it out. Our enchiladas are done. Let's see what this looks like. These look like they're going to be just about perfect. We're going to take this out here. Put that right there. Well, they say the proof is in the pudding, but this time I think the proof is in the enchiladas. Let's try what we got here. Hot. That is delicious. Well, I'm going to serve my dinner and eat my enchiladas. Tune in next time for our next cooking adventure. Bye!